Alright, welcome back everybody for part 7 of the 1951 Ford door inner and outer lower replacement. Alright, so since you guys were gone, I did a little bit of grinding here to get all bare metal, and I noticed once we took this hinge off, we noticed that we had play, but what I really noticed, you look real close, the pin is actually sheared off, so that's really why we're getting all that play movement. So what I would like to do is I'm gonna drill this out. I tried doing a punching it, but it didn't really work too well, so instead of doing that, we're just gonna end up drilling this out. Then we'll weasel this part out. Then we're going to drill the rest of this out if it doesn't knock out by itself, which I'm sure it will. And then we're either going to have to try to find one of these hinge pins, or probably remake it. So we'll see what happens. Alright, and then as you guys can see, I got this whole rest of this door all bare metal. I got all the inner structure here pounded down, because you guys remember last time it was all mangled up and didn't look very good, and we got that looking better now. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to take this hinge, and I'm gonna try to move you guys over by my my drill press area, and I think we're going to just put this in the vise, because I got my vise over there too, and we're gonna try to fix this hinge. That's the goal, fixing the hinge. So let's get you guys over there. Here we go. Alright. So I'll real quick what we got going. So I hammered this all back down, got all this ready to be, we're gonna do some tacks here, and then here's where it ripped too, so we'll re-weld that, get that looking good. Got all this grounded, everything's bare metal right now. Alright, let's go over to the next workstation. So we got our actuators here on our drill press and a couple other things. If you guys haven't seen, I got a couple old parts here hanging on the wall and some cool little doodads that I've created and bought throughout the years, and those are replica guns with my own twists. Clint Eastwood, I think I forgot which one it was. I think the Good, Bad, and the Ugly. He has the Colt revolvers, I believe it was. Okay, so here's the vise. This baby I've been using since I was a baby, and it was made in England, and she's been with me forever. And this was one of the tools that I was able to get when the shop closed. Then we got our drill press here. So let's get you guys mounted up somehow so you guys could see what I'm doing. So we want a view of this. Let's see if we can't mount you guys about. Right here, maybe? Hold on. I'll have to get all this situated here so that you don't have to do this every time. This is all, we're putting in new places here. putting you in new places. Okay, I'm gonna have to get you guys sideways. Make a little bit of room here. I know something dropped in here. Sounded valuable. Have to look through that a little bit. Okay, so here's our vise. We're gonna put this baby right in there. See, now I got a drill press here, but I don't have the proper hardware to actually really mount it on there correctly. Be different if it was like a flat piece. Okay, I'm gonna get my drill and I'm gonna get a drill bit on there. I'm gonna start with a very small drill bit. And then we'll work our way up. Alright. Here we go. Looks like it's pretty level. Now we got that. Grab a fresh battery. This one just died. Okay. Okay, we're about 1/4 of an inch in. Yeah, about 1/4 inch, so keep going. We don't want to go all the way down with this one, we just want to get a really nice pilot hole started. The farther you go down with a small drill bit, the more chance you have of it breaking. Especially with, I'm sure this is hardened. Okay, we're going to step up here. I'm sure this is a number 7. Alright. Let's put a little Earl here. Some PB Blaster. Fuck it. There we go. I don't want to make easy work out of her, I guess. Okay, we broke through. Now we're going to keep working our way up in size, and we'll get this top hinge. There we go. Going through my stash of drill bits here. They're definitely not in order. I want to make sure that it's not too big either. That one's a little too big. Okay. This one? No. This one? Nope. Maybe this one. There we are. Alright. A little more roll on there. Lubrication. Okay. How's that looking? Okay, we're still in the hole. We're looking good. I don't want to go too far because I don't want to go into anything else other than this top part of the hinge. Definitely free up top. But now, I'm going to grind off the head, I think. See, I really don't want to grind it off because I need this so I can make one. I'd like to keep that head on there because I want to duplicate it. So, let's see if we can't do a little pounding on this and get it free. We'll see. What could I grab that would be perfect for a punch, but not a punch? Let's see here. What the hell is that? Ooh, that's fancy. Alright. Go grab that punch and that hammer. We're going to give this a little bit here. See what we can get out of her. Feel something. And it's nothing. I don't see any movement yet. Okay, try this one more time here. I think we're good. Got anything? I don't know if she's moving. There's always more than one way. You just gotta think about it. How else to get that out of there? I cut the back of it, relief cut, but then I gotta re-weld it. I'd like to keep that all intact. Well, let's try the old flat screwdriver trick. See if that'll work. We'll just leave that right there. And we have the screwdriver over here that we use. hammer. I'm gonna try to get on the head of this. See if I can't break it loose. I don't really see nothing happening yet. She is definitely stuck on there. So, see, I don't want to cut in here either because then you'll space it out more. Get some space here. And this part. Okay. Let's give it a couple more whacks here. See if we can't get it. Usually this is how it goes, but for some reason this one wants to give me problems. This whole door, nothing but a fight here. Make sure I'm locked in. I don't know, it's going somewhere, but I don't know where. One stubborn hinge right there. Damn. Wouldn't it be funny if we could actually we go and we drill halfway up this thing, and then we put a rod through it. We mushroom the end of the rod out. That ain't gonna keep it from keeping inside of there though. It's gotta be straight through. Well, sounds to me like we're drilling. Alright, let's bring you guys back over there and get you guys back on the stand here. See, there's a stand I got. I don't use the light for putting you guys on here, and so it's sturdy. Okay. So we got options. One way we could do this is if I just grind this top of this hinge off, and then we'll be having access to the rest of this, so we could just drill it out, which I know would work, but I really want to get around that because I want to keep this so then I could remanufacture this. If I get rid of it, then I can't really remanufacture because I don't have it. So I got the bottom drilled out pretty good. So there's nothing really there holding it. She's free on the bottom, but I don't want to destroy the top. And you know, I don't want to squeeze it out because then it's gonna bring these out, and you know, it could end up stress cracking, and we don't want to open up that can of worms. So I'm gonna think about that. Let's do a little bit of welding here. We'll clamp this down, weld this up, so then we don't have any more movement on the door. that's where she wants to be. There it is. Alright. Grab my welder, bring that over here. Alright. Your welder. This baby hooked up. I was gonna put the studs on here just like I did the lower, but I don't want to do that yet until we get this hinge in the proper, you know. I might have to purchase a new one. See how much they are. If they're cheap, maybe I could find an old used one that's still good or something. So we'll see. We might have to break down and buy a part. Alright, now, for me hammering, I want to make sure that I didn't mess the skin up to where once I weld in here, you know, nothing else, I would have to really give this a pound if I welded all this and then you got Audi and stuff. Metal that sticks higher out than the rest. Alright. So we got our welder on. Everything's good, gas is on. I want to get a couple of clamps. And I want to clamp this metal so we have the best chance of it not warping and staying where it should be. Rolling these two. Here's this style. Ta-da. Actually do this all over. Make it so everything is shaped correctly. You know, you get a good grip on it from both ways. See, we're only going to give this a couple tacks because once we get this door back mounted on, I want to make sure that this outer lip is perfectly aligned to that fender, because if it's not perfectly aligned to the fender, then we'll have to go back in here and mess around. But I want to give this structural integrity so it doesn't keep walking out. Well, let's give it a couple tacks so she stays in place for now. And I'm going to fix this little area here, that rip. Well, yeah, if you guys tuned in to the last episode, I gave a couple shout outs to a couple guys that are in bands that I know and that are part of the whole custom culture scene here. If you guys see this banner in the back here, the photography that was done by Becca Boo Retro Designs. Go check her page out. She does great photography, especially a lot of pinup photography. We'll go more into depth on that on the documentary side when we get into the documentary. And I forgot to mention the band name of my buddy Voodoo and John R. Schick and Brian and all them guys in the band. Their band name is called Wildcard Rumble. They do live shows. They've done shows at the World of Wheels, whole bunch of cool, Brower House, whole bunch of cool places. So you guys got to go check them out as well. And the more we, I'll put in some music from time to time. You guys will be able to check out the playlists. That the music that I play is in the video description, so you'll be able to find out what music I'm playing and stuff like that. If you guys want to listen to that and check that out. I'm a big music fan. Love music. I listen to music almost all day. So if I'm working, I gotta listen to music. I can't work without some music playing, because that's no fun. And this is all about having fun. So here we go. Let's do a couple tacks here. I'm gonna put this baby here. So we got this metal flat enough. Okay. Everything good. Yep. Check. Okay, there's one hole that I want to fix. That's on this hinge area. So we'll pop this hinge off, put this to the side. And then I'm going to fix the hole. Yeah, I accidentally went into the wrong location here for these bolts, so I got to give a couple tacks here to fill that in. Okay. All right. That seems good. Get one right here. Alright. We'll release these. And we'll give one tack here and there. Okay. Now while the metal's nice and hot, it's always a nice rule of thumb, go back in there, it'll straighten some of that out. that all done. Got that finished. Okay, that's good. Alright, now we can shut our welder back off here. Side. So yeah, you know, listen to a lot of music, and you know, it's not just rockabilly, classic rock, you know, punk, heavy metal, a whole bunch of stuff. So I listen to a very wide array of music. Alright. Close the bottle, make sure everything's shut off and closed up. Always a good rule of thumb when you're done with your welder. Alright. Now, where I did these couple tacks here, I'm going to grind this down so you never knew that I accidentally made a boo-boo. Alright, here we go. I still gotta grind over there. I went over my tacks just to get the majority of it just down, so that's what I just did there. Alright. Yeah, once we're done with this door, I'm sure we're gonna go into, you know, like part 10 or something with this whole door experience here. Alright, that looks good for now. So, man, I wish I didn't find that problem, but it is what it is. We're gonna have to replace this. I'll probably end up doing this because this is gonna take some time, and I don't want to hurry and just, you know, rush it. I don't want to put these I don't want to put the studs on this hinge, because then it's gonna make it harder for me to work this hinge here. So we're gonna hold off on the hinge. Yeah, I'll get to that off camera. So we got all that done. Now, why don't we well, we can't cut out the metal for the outer. I cut out the metal a while ago. This is gonna be the outer, but once I put it back up to it, you know, after all the modifications, I'm gonna have to make one that's a little bit longer so I could do the wraparound, just like the this part that we're working on now. So where the inner skin goes around, where the outer sheet metal goes around the inner skin, we have to bend all that metal so it gives it a nice factory finish. Even though there's not going to be really nothing factory about the car. You know, my my brain went so many ways with these doors where, you know, it's gonna open up naturally how a door would, but me, I'm always trying to think out of the box. You know, I'm thinking gold wing doors, I'm thinking doors that fold under, maybe a door that actually slides into the quarter panel. You know, I'm thinking a whole bunch of crazy stuff with these doors, and anything's possible. It's all about, you know, how much time you got and what you really want to have fun doing. You could even put your doors on actuators where they open up suicide and they, you know, put some little fog machine and it'll be like a spaceship. You could build a spaceship. It'd be the coolest. That's in another build though. We're not doing that with this one. But I definitely have been inspired by Paul Bacon, his asymmetrical design, you know, from like Gene Winfield doing like the Strip Star and stuff like that back in the day. He did the asymmetrical designs, and like I think the Reactor 2, and Ed Roth did a lot of asymmetrical designing as well. I would really like to do that to a car and really go space age with it, and it'd be the coolest to make a movie of like space age greasers, you know, with their space age hot rods, and they're fixing them up and they're doing the same stuff from back in the day but in the future. It'd be pretty cool. I could totally see that. So yeah, if you guys haven't checked out, you know, go check out Paul Bacon's channel. Go check out my buddy Voodoo Larry at Voodoo Customs. He's doing some videos now, so you gotta check him out. He's one of the best metal fabricators around. He's up there with Gene Winfield and all the top guys. So really go check him out, because you could learn a lot from him. Go check out, you know, Mad Fabricators Society. That's another great you know, show where it's showing everything that we're doing, and they have a special on there that's called The Car That Ate My Brain. That was a great series. I loved watching that. He's almost done with that. He's doing a remake of the T-Bucket that Ed Roth kind of got a hold of. First it started with one guy, then I think it's called the Bird Tea or something like that. But it's a great watch there. You guys got to go check that out as well. Notice we got a little bit of rippling here. Sometimes you can just take your thumb, put it right over it, bend that metal right where you want it. Alright, so now that we got that done, now all that works nice and lubed up, ready to go. Eventually, I took where the window regulator would have been, and I had the inner window handle, so there was still like a mechanism in the back of it. So I wanted to cut this area out and make this area smooth, and I think it'll look really nice. And I might end up, you know, I think that would be enough with just that, but I want to leave this open so we can get to the back of this. So this is all things that you have to think about when you're doing any of this kind of work. Everything it's got to be all premeditated. Everything's got to be thought out, be precise. So what else can we get into here? Let's see. We got our actuators in. I believe on part 4 I introduced you to the actuators and what we're going to do with those. I had another idea too, like all this metal that's coming off of this car, I'm putting in a pile, and I think at the end of it, to signify my first build here in the garage that I will be working out of for several years, and once I build a shop in the back of the house, I got some land back there. Got like probably an acre of land where I could build a nice big warehouse. Not too big, but big enough to where I can get like 2 lifts in there. I can get all my stuff in there. I can, maybe take one section of it and put all my tooling and everything, and then have a couple projects in there at a time. Right now, I got, the 3-car garage, which is nice for what I have. Come summer, I want to really build either, a smaller shed that I could store cars in with like my lawnmower, a couple cars, things like that. So then I can get more room in here and have a couple more of my clients. They want to bring a couple cars in here, and I got one guy wanting me to redo a '68 Firebird and things of that nature. Maybe I'll bring a couple up here and we'll do some of those. There's another gentleman that I know, Cadillac Casanovas, which is another good band, and they're a live band. They go out, they travel. You got to check them out too. That's one of my buddies. Carl is the lead singer. He's got a '56 Cadillac Baritz, pretty rare Cadillac. He's wanting me to do a frame-off restoration on that, and I think we're almost able to do that here. So I'm gonna have to get in contact with him. But this is one of my own builds here. I have a guy already wanting to buy it, so he knows the kind of work that I want to do to it. So he's saying to me, just do what you're gonna do to it, finish it, and he said he's probably gonna end up purchasing this one. He was gonna purchase the 23 Ford T bucket that I built. But he's a bigger guy. He can't get into something small like that. T-buckets, and small Model A's that have been chopped and things like that, they're very small. People back then in the 20s, 30s, and 40s, they were smaller, most of them, and so there were smaller cars. There's definitely ways to modify that to get around that. You got to cut, do what you got to do. So, but with that 23 T-bucket, it's gonna be a hard one to get rid of as well. I'm not looking to really, I don't mind not selling it because I love that car, and that car was originally my father's car. I just ended up having to get rid of the 33 Ford that I had that was from my uncle, and he had that car for years, and I love that car ever since he bought it. And I ended up freeing up some time before we ended up doing all that move, and thank God I was able to fix that car up. And unfortunately I had to let it go. That would have been one that I really wanted to keep, but in order for us to be able to move and everything, the car had to get sold, and I sold it for pretty cheap, dirt cheap. But it went to a good home. The guy's working on it, and you guys will see videos of that as well. I stay in contact with him, and hopefully one day I can get that car back. There's a couple other cars that are coming back home. I got the VIN numbers written down. There's places on the cars that I've written my name where nobody will ever see if so there's cars that I'm going to get back one day, and that's one of them. So let's see, let's get you guys off of here. I want to show you guys some of the metal treatment we've been doing here. So I ended up purchasing it's called, here, let's get you guys, it's called Rust-Oleum Rust Reformer. Instantly converts rust to a protective paintable surface. So this is what I've been using, you guys, on most of the stuff. But on other things that are really hard to get to, I'll use either some tough protective enamel, high heat depending on where it is. So what we got here is, we got the 3/16 round rod. Let me get you a profile here. And we got all this pretty well grinded in. This all travels all the way back. And you're gonna see that it's gonna be kind of like a drip rail for rain. So the rain will come down, and it'll travel just like the old cars had. And then here is the back of the car again. And I'm doing some special stuff to the rear of the car, and I'm not going to film that until we're ready. I had the dash in, got that all. I'm starting to, if you can slowly see, every time I grind more and more. So over time, you're going to see all this is going to transform into bare metal. Slowly everything will transform into bare metal, just like all this. But as work goes on, I don't know, I put that Rust-Oleum, that rust stopper on here, and then I grounded it off, did some grinding, and I think I'm just going to end up grinding it to bare metal. It's just a lot of rust gets in the air, and you got to make sure you don't want all that stuff getting into your lungs. It's not good for you. So, I'd like to show you guys the front of. I don't think you guys have seen her except for the picture. So, the guy that had the car, he decided he was going to do some, he took the trim ring and he just welded it in. And then he, all he did was, he only tack welded it, and you could see in his welds, not too good. But this is all gonna get, all this is gonna get cut off and redone. This whole front of this car won't look like this anymore once she's done. And we'll get more in depth with that later. These are the hubcaps I'm going to end up running, and I'm going to end up painting the rims, I got new tires waiting right over there, all four, and it came with a trailer tire in the back, so I bought a new rim for the top. And yeah, we're going to end up cutting all this out and getting that all ready. And then, we're going to do another show here, another series of how we built this front end, and we'll do the tilt up. I'll show you guys that, and we'll start getting all this situated and ready to go. So tune in next time, folks. It's going to be a hell of a time. So while I'm off camera, what I'm going to end up doing, here, let me get you guys back situated here. I'm getting better at putting that camera on the stand. So while I'm off camera, the things I want to accomplish so we can move forward with me showing you guys the videos is we got to get this hinge. I got to get this free, and then I'm going to either make a new new hinge pin, which I'm sure, it's not going to be too hard. I have the means, and it wouldn't be hard at all. So we'll get that. Man, if that thing would only just give way, I don't know. We're going to see what we can do here. We will see. Too bad it doesn't give way. So we'll get that fixed. Get that all ready. And I don't know if you guys want me to show you guys how to weld the studs through. You know, it's pretty self-explanatory. Let me, I'll grab a bolt real quick just so you guys can get a reference of what I'm talking about. So this isn't the bolt that I use. This is a smaller bolt, but just for demonstration purposes, I'll show you guys. So you got your recess here. Put your bolt in the recess. Then take your nut. Make sure it's nice and flush to the piece, you know. Then you grind off the top of the head of the bolt. Then you weld it. Then you grind that flush and you're good. Good to go. Gotta, you know, a way around it. That's what you gotta think of. Everything you can do to get around it. So yeah, you know, I've been cutting metal off of this car, and I've been saving the metal in a pile, and what I'm thinking is, since to signify the first build of the new location and final location for a very long time, we are going to save up all the metal, and I'm gonna build a sculpture, just a metal sculpture of something to signify the build of the car, and not to just throw the metal out. It did get repurposed for, you know, at least yard art. And, you know, whenever, you know, somebody's out, we're barbecuing, hey, what's that statue over there? Oh, that was the first car that I built at our new place. It was a 51 Ford and blah, blah, blah. You know, that'd be pretty cool. Instead of just getting rid of the metal and throwing it out, why not do something with it? So, I'll be running those hubcaps. I'll be getting those tires on. That'll be another segment here. Yep, we got our floor done. That's all intact now. Everything's ground down in metal. I have a small sandblaster gun that I purchased. Well, I'm going to be purchasing. I didn't purchase it yet, but I'm gonna need it. For sandblasting, because this thing's got some rust, you know, and even though it's surface rust, it's rust nonetheless. So I would like to get this car jacked up on jack stands once the tires are off, and I'm either gonna buy a machine to do mounting and balancing tires by myself, or I'm just gonna send out the tires until a later time when I, you know, get some more room, because I don't have much room in here to get all of the equipment that I need. I have the essentials. If I have to pay for somebody to mount and balance tires, it's not a problem. So that's what we'll do. I think I'm gonna end this this video pretty soon. We're going on an hour here. What else can we talk about? So there's gonna be a grill that's gonna be made for this car. We're gonna run. I think we're gonna run quad headlights in the front, and I have some pretty trick tail lights that I've been saving, but I don't know if we're gonna use those or not. They're really cool. Like they have a devil face in the lens, and they have 2 blue dots. You can find them if you look up like devil tail lights. You'll be able to see some of those, but they're going for a high price now, and I don't know if this is the right build to put those on, so we'll see in the future. Also, this car here is going to get full custom interior. We're going to do full custom bench seats, front and rear. I might even take the whole rear of the car here, depending on if we have to keep the tunnel here for the drivetrain tunnel. If I don't have to have that, I'm gonna make it all flat in there, and I'm gonna maybe do a wraparound cool like lounge bed, so when you go to an outdoor movie, a drive-in, you could lay down in the back of the car and it's a couch. It'd be nice, you know, especially on warm summer nights when you're hanging out with your girl, and you know. So that's what I'll do off camera. I'll get this hinge done. I really would like to have, so when I get this hinge free and I have this hinge pin out, we're gonna take a crack at remaking one. So I'm gonna make sure that you guys can see that, and then we'll have this ready, and then we'll weld our bolts in, so then we can put that up there and finally put our door back on again for the 100th time probably, and we'll put our striker in. Yeah, we'll go from there. Like I said, we might end up doing a full flop on the actual we're going to redesign how they made the hinges, the way that they go in, and how the hardware that is used. We're going to make it easier for a one-man show to be able to put the door on and off with ease, instead of open the door, take the bolts out, put the, you know, so we'll figure it out. All right. That ends there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is going on an hour here, and I will see you guys. I believe it's going to be part 7. I'm not sure exactly, 7 or 8, and I'll have that hinge ready. We'll get that hinge fixed up. We'll get it all mounted up. We'll put it back in the car. So until next time, folks. Have a good night. Thank you guys again for tuning in, following, and hope you guys like and subscribe. This is Von Wayno from Dead Slug Customs. I'll see you guys soon. Have a good night, everybody.